Hey YouTube, I'm making this video. This is a full review on the Nokia 2760 Flip. It's the feature phone. It has, this is not the one that you can get at Best Buy. This is not the one that has expandable SD card storage. I will make a video in the future of how to format an SD card so you can put it in the Nokia 2780. This is the cheap Walmart, Dollar General, etc. variant. You get it for $20, and it has served me very well up until this morning or last night. Last night, I had to take my SIM card out of the phone and put it into this phone I'm recording on so I could set up my Cash App, because the phone number of my Cash App is attached to this SIM card, not the one in this phone. Anyways, once I did that, I put the SIM card back into this phone and I, put the battery back in, turned it on. It seemed to be fine. And then the next time I tried to get it out of my pocket and use it, it would not turn on. And it has been like that since last night. It's been approximately 12 hours. I charged it with the provided charger. I charged it with a USB charger on my laptop. I tried many different things. None of it worked. The only thing I can think of now is to try to get my text message history and data off of the phone using the Type-C port and putting it onto the Nokia 2780 and testing my luck with that. This phone has served me very well, but I'm disappointed that one day I just woke up and it bricked itself. Um, it, it, let me show you. First off, I've used this phone so much that I actually cracked. You can see that line opening. I cracked the exterior case. I ride my bicycle a lot. I've dropped this many times from waist height, and I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'3", so I don't know how. It's like 3 foot 2 inches or something that it would fall from. Sometimes higher. There's been times where I've dropped it from much higher, and battery pops out. You put it back in, it starts right up. It's been much more reliable than any smartphone I've ever had. In the woods, it gets better service, higher quality calls. There are some cases like inside of certain types of buildings, even if they're one story, at times the service it will be very spotty. Sometimes, this is rare, it does happen sometimes. I have experienced this. Whereas on my smartphone, it might be working fine. On the flip phone, for some reason, the people on the other end can hear me, but I can't hear them. It's just silent on my end. I tried this one day, called them 3 times. Each time I called them, I was inside the building and they could hear me, but I could not hear them. It was enough for me to tell them what I wanted to tell them, but they couldn't respond. I couldn't hear what they were saying. I ended up turning off this button. It's the emergency call. You tap it 3 times and it'll call somebody. I ended up turning that off just because I didn't want it to accidentally call somebody while it was in my pocket. I felt like it was not really, it's kind of an older person feature that I don't have a use for. So also the camera is pretty terrible. It will take a picture. It will get basic information. You can actually take a picture of a piece of paper and you can zoom in and read what the paper says if you have a steady hand. But I would recommend getting a camera, not a digital camera, but it's called an Ektar T35, I believe, by Kodak. I want to get that camera. It's like $50 and it takes regular film, but it cuts the film in half and you can take double the pictures with the same roll of film. And it doesn't, the only reason it uses a battery, I think a AA battery, is for the flash. So if you don't use the flash, it doesn't need electricity. It's just a camera, which I like because I feel like technology like this smartphone is going in the wrong direction with planned obsolescence and stuff like that. I'm gonna just go over a couple features with the phone that I thought were really nice. I think that the plastic screen is pretty durable. You can't see it right now, but I actually cracked this screen. There's a little crack right here where the LCD shows up here, and that crack, you can kind of see it whenever the time is shown on there. But again, the phone is brick, so I can't show you the crack or anything like that. What else? Oh, one other issue that I didn't see any YouTube videos about on this phone is if you are receiving multimedia messages or you get a text message and it says to download and you try to download it and it just keeps showing the download button. What you need to do is wait until either the message gets downloaded, or if it's still downloading, you press it, it changes on the screen from download to whatever. Hit the back button and then just wait for it to download. Don't do anything else until it downloads, because you could screw it up. There's not enough memory on the phone. I mean, for what it is, there's plenty of memory on it. Don't get me wrong. But if you cannot download a message, this is what I'm getting at. If you cannot download a message and you've been trying and it's still not working, all you have to do is exit out of the messaging app and then hold the power button and then hit the restart button. Restart or power off, and then turn it back on, or if you restart it, it'll do it itself. Then when you go back into the messages and you go back to that conversation and you click on download again, it should download. That I actually called the customer service to ask how to fix that, and the guy wasn't really sure, and so I was like, okay, well, let me just try to restart this phone while I'm waiting on his help, and that actually worked. So yeah, I guess they don't tell you that for nothing. But another feature I really like is, oh man, you ever on the phone with somebody and they, you know what I mean? The conversation is just, it's not doing it the way you wanted it to, and so you hit the bam on them, man. Telemarketers, just different situations. It comes in very handy. The speaker, I give the speaker 4 out of 5. If you keep it on 5 out of 5. Like the volume, if you keep it on max, it can get slightly distorted, but that's a good thing. That means that really quiet videos, it makes up with that by, if you put it on 5, it's not going to be distorted because the video is too quiet and you can still hear it. So that's a nice thing. I will say one thing that I know for sure the Nokia 2780 has that this 2760 does not, is the ability to do FM radio. Damn, flies everywhere, man. I'm about to go pick up some dog poop and I hate flies, man. But anyways, is the ability to do radio. If you have the 2780, you can plug in some headphones or a speaker and then open the radio. You are able to shut the screen once you have the radio going, and it will continue playing the radio. And yeah, you just need to plug something in for an antenna. Sorry, I keep moving as these flies. But that's what the 2780 has. I'm going to make another video reviewing that once I try to get the text message conversation and phone numbers off this phone. It does not have an SD card, so I'm a little skeptical that I'll be able to do that. But at the same time, I am hopeful because I did leave it on the charger last night. When I woke up, I felt the battery and it did feel slightly warm. It's normal. Batteries heat up when they're charging. It was cold in my room, so when I was testing it, I realized, okay, the battery is charging. So the phone is not bricked because the battery is bad. The phone is not bricked because the charger is bad. The phone is either bricked from a software issue or some type of motherboard issue, I'm assuming, because, and the other thing is I haven't dropped it since since it was last functional, so I don't know what happened. It just stopped working, and it had a really good run. It lasted about, I'd say about 1 or 2 years, and then it died on me. Smartphones, the last smartphone I had that this replaced that smartphone died in like 13 months, and it was $1,000 smartphone that I had a discount on. Hated it. It was the Google Pixel, or not Pixel. It was the Samsung Z Flip 4. And yeah, I told myself, you know what, if these Z Flip 4s are so terrible, like to the point where the screen breaks on the Z Flip 4, you can't get the data off of it, let me go to this old school stuff. But man, I'm gonna be in a world of hurt if I try to, I downgraded, try to get the data off it once it bricks itself, and if I can't get the data off, it's like I'm in the same spot I was with that expensive phone. But I know that in the 2780 you do not have to have that issue, because you can put your contacts, your music, your pictures, you can put all that stuff on an SD card, so if the phone breaks itself again, you can just pop out the SD card, get a new phone, and you're good. Like I said, this is the 2760. It does not have an SD card slot. In fact, I will show you that since the phone is brick. There's no point in me not showing it. So here's the battery. You can see a little wear and tear on the battery. That's from me riding my bicycle and the phone, falling out of my pocket, the battery popping out, scratching on the ground a little bit. But the battery is fine. Like I said, it was charging last night. It's something with the hardware that went wrong. I'm not really sure. Also, I may as well show you. This is how you take out the the SIM card if you didn't already know. You just pull that. You can hear it. Listen. Hold on. Let me. So, anyways, you get it in the right space, right? You got to look real closely. To lock it, you push this little. Hold on. You push this little metal thing forward. You can hear it lock, right? This is what it sounds like when it unlocks. Boom, that's it. All right. So if you have the 2780, you will notice that this blank square is actually an SD card slot. So yeah, it'll have a SIM card slot and an SD card slot. That's how you can differentiate the 2780 from the 2760. Also, the 2780 came in colorful colors, whereas the 2760 is just black. I haven't found another 2760 that was a different color. By the way, this is the 2760 flip, not just the 2760. I did not know there was a difference until I did a little bit of research. But yeah, I'm very sad that this phone died on me. It was only $20, so it'll be easy to replace. But I'm going to see if I can get my data off of it now. So yeah, it was a great phone while it lasted. Highly recommend. You cannot beat this for $20. The only thing that beats it is the Nokia 2780 that has an SD card. And if you format that SD card, you can put, I haven't tested it yet, but theoretically you can put a 500 gigabyte SD card inside of a Nokia 2780, and you can put gigabytes of music onto this phone and use it as an MP3 player that has service. I haven't tested this theory, but this is the direction I'm going in with this device. I think that technology, smartphones and stuff, have too much planned obsolescence, and I'd much rather have a device like this that physically has an issue with the hardware or the software before it ever has planned obsolescence. I just think that we're going in the wrong direction with technology when planned obsolescence is taking over. So thanks for watching the video. I hope it was helpful. I will make an update video with the 2780 once I figure out if I can get my data off of this phone. So yeah,